Most people think Rome collapsed because barbarians stormed the gates. But the truth is uglier. It was a slow, invisible collapse, strangled from within by politics, economy, and ideas that starved the empire long before its fall. Today I'll show 5 little-known reasons Rome didn't fall in a day, it decayed. Each force left cracks in the empire, and the final sack was really the last paragraph of a long illness. Reason 1: Political chaos. From the 3rd century onward, Rome had an emperor turnover problem. Generals seized power, palace coups toppled rulers, and loyalty became mercenary. In 1 century alone, dozens of emperors rose and fell. Each coup drained treasuries, sparked civil wars, and hollowed Rome's institutions. Imagine laws rewritten overnight, tax systems scrapped by a new general, or citizens unsure which ruler's promises still counted. That kind of chaos corrodes trust, and Rome's machinery of government, courts, collectors, civic officials, slowly collapsed. Reason 2: the money ran out. Rome's economy was built on conquest. When expansion slowed, so did the flow of wealth. To compensate, emperors debased coins and raised taxes. Inflation soared, wages lost value, and markets broke down. Unpaid soldiers became disloyal soldiers. Grain prices swung wildly, and the urban poor grew restless. Money isn't moral, but it pays armies, roads, and bread. Once that payment system faltered, Rome's glue started to crack. Reason 3: military overreach. Legions once feared across continents became scattered garrisons along a 1,000-mile frontier. Recruitment faltered, so Rome leaned on foreign mercenaries whose loyalty was often to their commanders, not the state. Picture a frontier officer guarding too much land with too few men. Supplies ran late, soldiers grew weary, and when real threats appeared, Rome struggled to muster a united defense. Reason 4: social fracture. The gap between elites and ordinary Romans widened. Large estates swallowed family farms, peasants fled to cities, and civic life, once full of associations and neighborhood ties, withered. Loyalty shifted from the empire to private patrons. An empire is more than laws and armies, it's a shared story. And Rome's story was unraveling. Reason 5: cultural transformation. New religions, especially Christianity, reshaped values and priorities. Civic rituals that once bound Romans to public life gave way to new communities with different loyalties. This didn't topple walls, but it reordered what people believed was worth defending. These 5 forces: political rot, economic collapse, military strain, social fracture, and cultural change, stacked like hidden termites. Invaders mattered, but they were the final blow to a house already hollow. Take the sack of 410 AD, when the Visigoths marched into Rome. The shock was symbolic. The city had long been weakened, a thin treasury, neglected defenses, and a weary public no longer believing in its own institutions. Writers describe citizens watching from rooftops, more resigned than panicked. That resignation was itself the proof: a people who no longer believe their government can protect them will not unite to defend it. Lessons? First, slow erosion is more dangerous than sudden blows. Empires, companies, and nations alike crumble when money, trust, institutions, and identity rot. Second, incentives matter. When pay, fairness, or rewards vanish, people build survival strategies, and those become permanent. Third, ideas matter. When people change their story of belonging, the structures built on the old story weaken. For leaders today, audit your finances, strengthen institutions, keep loyalty predictable, and listen to the stories people tell about why they belong. Rome's fall wasn't sudden. It was the slow piling of failures, until one day, there was nothing left to stop the gates from opening. If you want a diary-style episode following a low-ranking Roman soldier, or a deep dive into Rome's broken mint, drop Rome Diary or Mint Deep Dive in the comments. And subscribe to Why It Mattered to unlearn history's cliches.